Spanish and Portuguese have both recreated the H sound that they lost in Latin in completely different ways. In fact, certain dialects of Spanish have developed and lost the H sound multiple times in the last 1,000 years. Latin had words like habere with the letter H, which originally was pronounced. But over time, kind of like the Cockney accent, this H was dropped. So instead of saying habere, you'd say abere, and instead of saying hoc, you'd say ok. However, often Romance languages will still spell descendant words with that H just to show that etymological connection. However, that H sound actually popped back up in Old Spanish. Over time, they started pronouncing words like facer more like fatser and then hatser. So that's why the Spanish word for to do, hacer, is spelled with an H instead of an F like in Portuguese fazer. But obviously I said hacer and not hacer, and that's because this Cockney accent thing happened again and deleted the second H. But don't worry, it's coming back. In many dialects of Caribbean or Andalusian Spanish, the S at the end of a syllable often gets turned into an H. You can especially notice it before a vowel, so los amigos becomes los amigo. But sometimes if it's not before a vowel, the H gets dropped again. So some speakers will say lo carro instead of los carro. And then Brazilian Portuguese has also developed an H, but out of what used to be a rolled R sound. So Spanish will say the word for car, carro, with a rolled R, but then in some dialects of Brazilian Portuguese, they'll say carro. And they'll do this for R's at the end of a syllable too, so porta becomes porta. But guess what? Sometimes they'll drop that too. Because there's a reason that many languages do not have the sound H. It's an extremely unstable sound cross-linguistically, especially at the end of a syllable. Even in standard American English, we drop it all the time, like I haven't seen that yet. Anyway, have a nice day.